Supercomputers breached across Europe to mine cryptocurrency. And I could read this entire article, Don, in about 2 seconds because it's like 2 lines, as Slashdot likes to do. But that sounds like they should have had some better security in place for supercomputers.
So it's really interesting what happened here, right? Is that you got supercomputers, and we're talking about big ones that are designed to do teraflops per second of calculations and so on, that are used to perform, well, a lot of them are being used to study COVID-19 right now, because that's where a lot of our CPU resources need to be dedicated. And what happened was, at various points over the last week, they detected where CPU utilization was way higher than it was supposed to be on these machines, which I thought was kind of funny because I just figured they ran at 100% all the time. But that someone was Bitcoin mining on the supercomputers. And that's plural, not just one. Multiple supercomputers across Europe were compromised all in the same week. And there's a group, Cato Security, that did a full write-up on this, on exactly what happened. It's really interesting, is that attackers somehow managed to get a student's credentials to get into one of these supercomputers. And from there, that student had SSH certificates that allowed them to log into other supercomputers. Apparently, it's pretty common that they share engineers between the different projects. And at that point, the attackers were able to leapfrog from one computer to the next. And once they were in, they pulled off various privilege escalations to be able to take control of it. And one of the bigger ones, the Archer supercomputer, they actually got root-level access to it. And so that computer is having to be completely wiped. But they had a pretty sophisticated attack that would erase the logs, would hide their tracks, and would Bitcoin mine. Apparently, that was their primary goal.
I'm not surprised when you say sophisticated. I was looking up the CVE that they took advantage of to do privilege escalation. There's no, like, even POC out there that I could find. I was on Exploit DB, you name it. I couldn't find anything that, just that there is a weakness. I think it was CVE 2020-15666 or something like that. Couldn't find a single. So that means they're writing their own exploit code, their own shell code, and they're smart.
Oh, so this isn't something that they could have patched for necessarily?
I don't know. I didn't check to see if there was a patch for that CVE specifically or not, but it most likely just takes advantage of some bug in the kernel or one of the pieces of software on there.
What makes you wonder how long something like this went on before they noticed that rise, or did they let that go for a little bit before? Has this been going on for months or days or hours?
So I wonder if these computers were along that same line, if they haven't been used as often due to current times. Because I know in grad school, the supercomputers, like, you scheduled time, and those things were churning 24/7. So I don't know if I wonder if it was because, like, people's jobs were getting kicked out of queue or something because there were no resources available. That's what, like, made them raise the red flag.
Yeah, in the case of the Archer supercomputer, it was being used to calculate out COVID-19 data. And so it was actively being used. And you're probably right. If they see the queues backing up, that means something else is taking priority. And even if they didn't have an exploit, the attackers had valid accounts to be able to log into these machines, and those accounts were able to launch jobs. So they would have been able to Bitcoin mine. They just wouldn't have been able to hide their tracks or establish persistence. But they were able to take advantage of other things. And so some of the supercomputers were hacked worse than others. But it just shows, like, these are multi-million, sometimes billion-dollar machines that get compromised just like your grandmother's home computer. If you enjoyed that segment, be sure to check out our entire podcast, available in the playlist right here. And you can always subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech news and other happenings in the IT world. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for new episodes. I hope to see you there.